work as a software engineer?
I am a data and business analyst. I work in a pharmaceutical company.
I am an avid Instagram user. Okay, and I'm also a trained yoga professional. So one of my friends who I do yoga with regularly, so we used to talk about how even before we got pregnant, we used to talk about how it will be, like how we want it to be, kind of a thing. And a lot of people, foreign people that I follow, they usually do this home birth kind of a thing. So I have seen those reels and all that, and I used to think, oh, all this is not going to happen in India. Come on, this is not a norm at all. So one random day when I was discussing something like that, I was in front of my laptop, so we just thought, okay, let's just Google what a birth in Hyderabad. Let's just Google like that, and that's how I came on to. The first thing that I saw was actually Sanctum's webpage only. And then, of course, everybody has an Instagram page now, and that's how I saw on Instagram. And it was, that time I was not pregnant. I was not even planning to get pregnant at that point of time. So we just thought about it. We just discussed and we left it. Probably that was like an intention dropped in the universe's hands. That very later, like 2 years later, it just came true for me, I think. But yeah, I was actually amazed to know that it actually happens in India also, because if you see those foreign reels and all, they get a small pool like thing that we use for kids, right? So they inflate it, they fill water in it, and they call some midwife, and that's how they do it, and it's so wholesome. And they also have this habit of having, just like how we have newborn and maternity photo shoot, they have a birth photo shoot like that. So that was so nice. It's so raw, it's so nice, right? Normally we have seen kids wrapped and coming out, but here it's like raw. That was very intriguing for me at that point of time. But yeah, I didn't know that the same thing will happen in my life. No, I never thought of it. When I got pregnant, I actually went to a nearby hospital only, and we thought, okay, first trimester, घर के पास ही जाते हैं. Not that this is very far away for me, but yeah, we went to a nearby clinic, and we didn't kind of find it very odd or very difficult. But only when I came here, I understood actually what I missed there. So my appointments used to be, it's also a fertility center, if I can mention it. So my appointments used to be 5 to 7 minutes long. From day one to all the appointments, I think I had like 5 to 6 appointments there, 5 to 6 minutes long, and most of the times he was never allowed inside. And so the first time, I always had a wish that when I hear the heartbeat first, I wished him also to be there. But even I didn't hear it properly. That's how, including the scan, the whole period used to be 5 to 7 minutes. So you will not be able to live at all, right? Anyhow, she's going to drive you away, this is done, everything is normal, and you can go. So that's how it was. So it was like a routine thing. It's not like for them, and I understand from their perspective also, they see this every time, so they did not see the emotion behind. For me, this is my first child. For me, I'll have 1 or 2 children, that's it. For me, this is special. But for them, it's like, I've seen a million cases like that. So that was missing there. But yeah, that's how it is what I thought.
It was totally fast forward process, because they hardly gave us 5 or maybe less than 5 minutes. We used to just go, get in, just normal routine checkup. They used to have maybe 3-4 questions. It's like a viva. They ask, they finish it, and that's it, done. We were like, come on dude, we have been waiting outside for maybe 15-20 minutes, even in the pharmacy, even in the test, but the doctor is not even giving any time. So, but in Sanctum, frankly speaking, I had no expectations. I just walked in with Swarna because she has done a lot of research about Sanctum and also the other hospitals that are present in Hyderabad. So I just had belief in her, and I just walked in with her, frankly speaking.
But I think during my first appointment so I was literally waiting for my NT scan to be over. When it is going to get over, and when am I going to get Sanctum's appointment? And once my NT scan was over, I called up Monica and I told her, and ma'am is also very busy. So I got appointment like 3 weeks later. So I still remember the date. August 8th was my first appointment with Vijaya ma'am. Yeah. So first there was a briefing, and then they take the history and all everything. So in the history itself, while they were taking my history itself, I felt at home actually. So everywhere you go, they usually take your history. They usually ask, what you have this, do you have this, do you have this problem, do you have that problem, how is it, everything. But here it was done with a smile. That's one of the longest processes ever, but it was done with a smile. The sister that took the thing, and she was telling, do you have this, do you have this. She was also making sure that I don't get scared because they are asking those questions. No, this is just for a routine thing, don't worry about it. This is just to record things, that's it, nothing like that. And then we walked into Vijaya ma'am's room, and everything, she spoke, I think she gave us like 30 minutes of time. That was like, really? It was actually written that she'll give 30 minutes of time, but I never thought that's actually true. And where I felt that, okay, this is my place, I am not going on hospital hunting anymore, is when she was touching my womb, and then she took the Doppler and she was checking for the heartbeat. That moment she asked him, do you want to record the heartbeat? That I'll never forget in my life. I still have that audio with me. I still listen to it. When I feel so difficult with the baby, I still listen to it, thinking to myself that I've come a long way from there to here. That I'll never forget. And it's like, so when we first heard the heartbeat back in that hospital, I came out and told him I heard the heartbeat. He just made this expression that he didn't hear it. Now he recorded it himself. That I'll never forget. That moment, that's when I thought, okay, I'm not going on hospital hunting anywhere. This is my place, fix. That's it. I don't care how the end point, how the destination is going to be, but I was very sure that my journey is going to be beautiful, because they, somewhere she understood that there is an emotion behind this file, right? For everybody else, it's just a file, but there's an emotion behind this file. I felt, okay, this is my place. I'm not going anywhere after this.
When we first met Vijaya ma'am, she actually briefed us a lot. Then she was actually telling not just the things that we need to take care, that is one part that every doctor does, but the best part was she was also telling what questions the society tells us. There would be so many opinions that will keep on bombarding you, but you guys should relax. So that was one of the best part. After speaking to Vijaya ma'am, we felt this is the temple and there's nothing else we need to search again. We need to just stick to Sanctum.
See, one thing about Sanctum as a whole is that we talk about birth. Even usually when we talk, usually as girls when we grow up, we usually listen to these stories from moms, grandmoms and all. And most of those stories, at least in my case, most of those stories were little bit of horror story only, okay? Especially my mom had an emergency C-section when she had me, that 2-30 years ago. So you can imagine how it could be. So all that I heard was horror stories, right? And not just that, speaking about birth is also kind of a taboo, right? We don't really speak about it. See, I'm a non-medico, right? So some of the terminologies I wouldn't even know, right? So when we took Lamaze, I think we were like, oh, so many things happen in birth. And it's also like, the more you talk about it, subconsciously it just goes in the mind, okay, aisa hoga, this might happen, this might happen, this might happen. So you keep talking about it. And even while we went for a walk, all that we used to discuss, okay, this might happen. We used to discuss the different pathways of how our labor might progress, how our delivery can happen. We used to discuss like that. And I understood why Lamaze is mandatory. In like the second or third session of Lamaze, I understood, oh yeah, this should be made mandatory actually. And it's only because of Lamaze that I could handle the early labor fearlessly. So when I had when my mucus plug discharged, I knew what is a mucus plug discharge. I knew this was it. I didn't panic. I just did a message on Sanctum's on-call number, and we went on for a walk like usual. And then I got a call back from Kiran asking details, and I could tell her, okay, when she calls back, I know what all should tell her. Even before she asks her, I could tell her. I was amazed at myself that, oh, wow, that's because of Lamaze. That at that moment, you can theoretically read anything, but at that moment, you don't know how you will react. But that better reaction and being stable during that moment is because of Lamaze only. And I remember how we both thought, okay, I think the time is near, we have to discuss Lamaze notes. We actually revised our Lamaze notes together after that. It was like our BTech exams. Like, okay, let's revise everything.
As I entered without any expectations, I just followed what Vijay ma'am said. But one best part is we actually followed it very sincerely. Because if you see, ma'am was actually telling, because she was preparing us, because we wanted to experience best. So that is how she was preparing us. So there were a couple of hurdles. One thing, there was she was putting a lot of weight. So ma'am was like, it's okay, it's not so abnormal, it's normal, don't worry about it. But ensure that you give your best for the next days. So generally if we put on a lot of weight, then again there will be a lot of opinions. If it is a lot of weight, more than 15 kilos, then definitely not a normal delivery. It's definitely a C-section. All these opinions were there, but ma'am was actually preparing us for this. So that is how she has started religiously doing yoga morning and evening. And then after I coming from office, we used to have dinner. Then again I used to take her to walk for at least 30 to 45 minutes in mind space. That is the best part, because this is we spend a lot of time together. At those times, during that period, I felt that is very necessity. I mean, more than a weight, because we spending together, a lot of bonding happened. That is why we were trying to understand each other in this journey. So Lamaze, walking, yoga, it's played a big role in this journey.
Jan 18th, I think it was a Thursday or Friday something. So it was on Jan 18th. I was working like usual because Lamaze has taught things, right? The only thing that I asked Kiran was, can I continue my yoga and walking like usual? She told, yeah, you should be fine with it. So we just did. We even did those, those labor prep exercises like curb walking and all that usually we do. That we did that night also. Yoga was continued. Frankly, I'll be very frank. Though I did Lamaze, though I'm delivering at Sanctum, when it started happening to me, it was a little overwhelming. I'll never deny that. It was a little overwhelming, and I took some time to okay, so the time that I've been waiting for is now here. So it took some time for me to, adjust. But in one day, I was fine. It's like, okay, fine. It's going to happen. People are going to take care of me, and I'll be fine, is what I thought. And the next day also I was doing same things, office, work and all that. So I worked till 9:30 p.m. that night, and then we went on a walk. We even watched some comedy web series and all that. Jan 19th night, we just winded up watching the web series and all that, and that's when, till that time I used to get Braxton Hicks contractions very irregularly. That night I started getting a little bit more of a pain, but it was very spaced out. So somehow it was so in Lamaze they teach, right, what position you should be, what position can be, helpful for you to relieve pain, what you can do during those times. I was doing that, and it was not even, I realized that I'm not even doing it actually. My body effortlessly takes that position for that, because I know Lamaze. That's why I realized that, okay, I'm doing it actually. So then what happened was, that night went like that. So every 25 or 30 minutes there used to be a little bit of contraction, little bit intense, and then it used to subside. After a few hours he just told me, I want to sleep. You take care of things. I want to sleep. Even then we thought there's a lot of time now. So So he slept for like, I think he slept for 2-3 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah,
max.
2-3 hours. And then morning 6 a.m. I was just waiting to let Sanctum know that okay, this is happening. So I had just dropped a message to ma'am, and then ma'am called me back, and then she asked me all the details. And I asked her, what do I do now? Rest, get some sleep. I'm like, are you serious? I'm thinking to myself, how is she thinking I'm going to sleep now? How am I going to sleep? But she also sent me a picture saying this is how you should sleep and all that, and she told me tips and tricks. That moment I still didn't believe. How is she telling that I can sleep with pain? That was what I am thinking till that moment. And then, but that sleep was really, really required. And she also told, leave your husband. We need him during labor. Let him get some rest. So I was like, okay. So I also slept. I think I slept for around like two and a half hours in the setup that she had told me. And a little later, I was telling him, I also asked him, today you don't go anywhere, you just be home, don't go to office, just work from home. And then at 11:30 around, I was telling him that, shall we go and meet ma'am once? It's just, I feel it's getting intense. So he was like, if it is not in the mentioned thing, what they have mentioned in Lamaze, if it is not in that pattern, ma'am will definitely scold us. She'll say, why are you wasting time? And she had mentioned in the message also in the morning that we are available for you, but I don't want you to run around hospital and get your energy wasted. We need to preserve the energy. And then he was like, okay. I was like, no, let's go. And then he decided, okay, let's just see for 1 hour how things are processing. So we just took a paper and a pen. We started timing the contraction, saying that, okay, 12:39 p.m. How many seconds did you have pain? So we started timing, and after an hour we understood that it's somewhere close to that 5-1-1 pattern that they mentioned in the Lamaze class. And then I called up Maunika, and Maunika was like, actually ma'am is very busy, she's in labor, everybody is busy. Today it's full, everybody, all rooms are full, everybody is busy. You can still come and check if you still feel uncomfortable. And that's how we came in that day. We didn't take anything. We didn't even take the hospital bag,
just
nothing.
Came as if we are getting another consultation from Vijaya ma'am.
That's it.
That too, because, we know it's still there's a lot of time, but at least if we meet Vijaya ma'am or someone in the hospital, they'll again just pamper us, give 1 or 2 things, position adjust and all that. We just came randomly we just bumped in.
I just wanted to, I was telling him, I want to hold Vijaya ma'am's hands and say, ma'am, it's paining. It's really paining. You're like, even if she scolds me, it's okay. I just want to hold her. If I see her, I'll be fine. Just take me there, take me to her. That was what my thing was. So, and then we came inside, we waited for some time till somebody got free from the labor, and then Kiran walked in and she told, okay, let's get you checked, come on. And then we went inside. So I thought I'll be somewhere around like 2 or 3 centimeter dilated. She asked me everything. And then she was checking me, and then she asked me, can you guess how many centimeters you're dilated? She was like, 2, 3. I was very sure I'm going to go back home. 2, 3. She was like, 6, madam. तुम्हारे लिए अब room तैयार करना पड़ेगा. I was like, okay. While I was talking to her only, I had a contraction. And then within like 15-20 minutes, and then she asked him, did you bring the bag? Like, no. When she told 6 centimeter, we were looking at each other and like, 6? Really? Did we come that way, that fast? And even he asked the nurse outside, right?
I was actually, when Kiran was checking her, I was just asking her, the nurse, ఎంత ఉంటే ఉంచుతారు, ఎంత ఉంటే పంపించేస్తారు అని. She was telling, less than 4, they'll send you home. If it is more than 4, then we will get you admitted in Sanctum. 4, okay, child time undile.
And then we, in like 20-30 minutes, the room was ready, and then I went to the room, and I had a nurse with me, and Kiran was with me, and then we sent him back to get the luggage and all. And then I just looked at her, and she was like, don't worry, your kid will come in Vijaya ma'am's hands only. That's what she told. And I remember I was actually having a contraction that time, and I smiled through that contraction. That is a vivid memory that I'll ever remember. And after some time, ma'am also came in, and then she was like, "How are you, madam?" She asked. And then she checked me, and then she told the nurse, she told different positions. She just told, "Uske baad you just put her in water. Let's see after that." And that's what she told. He came back, and I was asked, they asked him to get water, something to eat, good snacks, everything for me they asked him to get. She should be energetic. She needs a lot of energy. She needs to be hydrated. Even if she forgets, you have to give. So he used to remind me, the nurse used to remind me, everybody used to remind me, water, water, water. Even if I didn't ask for it, they used to tell me, water, Tagali, you have to drink water, you have to drink this, you have to drink this juice, you have to drink that juice, all through the time. It was like, I've never eaten this much during that short span of time, but that was required at that point. Maybe I didn't realize at that moment, but they were all urging me to have good water, have this coconut water and everything. And then it was around 4 p.m. I think I went into the water tub. That was very relaxing. Oh my God. I have never relaxed any time like that. And I even had a short nap in between contractions. That relaxing it was. And around like 25-30 minutes later, the nurse was telling 45 minutes after that, we will just take her out as well. I was just thinking in my mind, I'll be here forever. Why are you taking me out? So the first 45 minutes after going into water, things just slowed down a bit. And then it was like, after that, it was like the post-interval scenes were like, it progressed very quickly. And then there was another nurse that was joining me, and then she was trying to divert me from the pain and all. And she was asking me, I was telling her, it's paining a lot. Eppudu varaku baby vastadi. And she was like, you just tell your baby that it should come before 6 p.m. I took it really seriously and I told her, come before 6 p.m. They were all laughing at me. And they were like, now the baby has to come, no other choice. And then we were having that, and I was hydrated in between, and then he was taking photos in between, everything was happening. And that's the moment I pushed, and that was when water broke. And then the nurse was like, water broke, it's clear water. And then there was another nurse that joined us. They just moved my position a little bit so that it's easy for me also to do it, and it's easy for them also to see things. And they did that, and then after some time, after a few contractions, the head was visible for all of them. Now I cannot see anything for all of them. They were like, head kanipistundi. And he was also like, yes, head kanipistundi. And I'm like, naa kanipichhatledu. And then they took my hands and they just made me touch.
Feel it.
Yeah, it was so velvety. And after that, I didn't know any pain. After that, that's it. My life was there. It was finished. After that, I didn't feel any pain. It was all, like, it just happened. After that, I can't describe anything. It just happened. And then Vijaya ma'am also came inside. Because the head is visible, Vijaya ma'am also came inside, and then she told, okay, I'll just go change my dress and come. She casually walked in, she did everything, and then she was just checking all the, all that they check usually, right? All the fetal heart rate and all that they check. They wrote everything. She came in, she sat down, and she told, you might have an urge to push. If you want to hold me, you can hold me. She just gave her hands, and that's it. And then 3 pushes, I think, I could see the whole head outside. She made me touch that head, and that was when his reaction was, oh.
Obviously, if you see the first statement, while she was giving the water birth, I was part of that birth because I was present in the room. I was actually seeing live what is happening. The nurse over here, the midwife over here, even the gynec and Vijaya ma'am also, everyone were relaxed and trying to relax her as well. it's okay, you just keep pushing, it's okay. The positions they showed during that moment, and then how they were actually telling her to push, it's okay, next 10 minutes, next 15 minutes, that's it, the baby is coming out, the baby is coming out. All those small things also mattered a lot at that time. If any other hospital, I would have just been outside, not knowing what is actually happening inside. It would be a wall and I don't know what's happening. I would be busy calling my mom and dad, and I would be so tensed. But here I was actually part of the journey. I was in the room. I was also hand holding her in this process. So that is like, I was giving a lot of warmth. Then it actually happened. I was like awestruck. Wow, what is happening? The baby is coming. That was my reaction.
Even in the video, if you see that was his reaction. His reaction was oh, it happened.
Seriously, bro.
And I think, he was very calm during that time, and it's because he was calm. I even have a few pictures of me relaxing in the water. You can look at me. I'll be dead tired, but he'll be taking a selfie with me. And
I was taking
selfies with me. I'm looking at him, bro, really. But today it's a moment. If he's not been there, nothing would be recorded, right? Today now, when I look at those pictures, I'm like, oh, this happened. I did this. She was telling me, yes, the baby is out. The baby is out. The baby is out. Yeah, a minute later, that I had the whole baby outside, and then she just kept it on me. I was like, okay, did this really happen? I can never forget that moment ever in my life. And because that was also recorded, till this date, I see that video and I actually burst into tears every time I see that. Even now when I speak, I'm actually getting tears. I'll never forget that moment. The way he was kept on me, and that was my first meeting. And I even when he cries, we talk to the baby, right? I even tell him that story. That's how I first met you. Do you remember that? And he just keeps quiet and looks at me. I don't know what he actually remembers or what he understands. But to me, it's a reinforcement that such good thing happened in my life. And yeah, so even if it gets a little difficult with the baby every now and then, such good thing happened in my life. So I always remember that moment. I watch the video. Even when I have a tough night, I watch that video and then only go to sleep. It was that amazing, I think.
We haven't informed any of our family members or relatives, neither to our parents also. We're just waiting because we actually don't know when the baby will come out. Even if we inform also, without unnecessarily, there'll be a lot of opinions, lot of people taking a lot of stress, and also we thought, let's wait. And this entire journey happened. The baby came out at 5:45. Then at 6:30 we called our parents and we informed them. Everyone broke down into tears. మీరు ఒక్కరేలా మేనేజ్ చేశారు అని. And the best part was we were not alone. The entire Sanctum family was with us, who were actually taking care of us.
My parents are from Chennai, right? So they kept asking me, okay, so when do you want us to come? So I told ki, come exactly around the due date. That's enough. And my mom was like, what will you do if you deliver a little early? Like, Vijay will take care of me. And that came very unintentionally out of my mouth. And that's what really happened. My parents arrived here after a week. So I didn't have my mom during that time. But the staff here never made me feel that I didn't have my mom during that time. Oh, they took care of me so well. So well that while going, I was like, I don't want to go home. Keep me here for a few more days. This is something that, Sanctum thinks through very well. At least for me, as a first-time mother, I don't know what to expect in postpartum, right? So, but Sanctum thinks that, okay, if there is a mother, these are the things that she will need after the baby is born. Because we usually think delivery is the destination, but that's not. That is something only Sanctum thinks, I think. During my 24th or 25th week, when the time I was pregnant, a lot of my friends were also pregnant. So listening to others' journey during my 24th or 25th week, I think, I enrolled to the breastfeeding class. So that time I was just a little scared because I had heard a lot of experiences, a lot of opinions from other people, and also I was scared, and I just enrolled. And there was a lot of information that she gave though. So at the end of the session, I was thinking, I was also confident, but I was also thinking, how much of this will I remember? There's still like 4 more months for me, right? But when the baby was born, the first feeding was the golden hour feeding. They help us. There's the second and the third feeding. When I was feeding him, I really followed those points. I really understood, okay, this is what she asked me to do, this is what I'm going to do. And then I knew that it's still not the 100% what they told me to do, right? So without any hesitation, I actually sent a pic to Karpagam asking, theoretically, I know this is not right, but I think I need to do something. What is it? I don't understand, I'm missing something, is what I told. So, and then she told, okay, follow this, follow that. And because I delivered on Saturday, Sunday nobody will be there. So Monday, before Ramadipti ma'am could walk in to check me, before that there was some improvement. It's a skill we both have to learn, right? And even Ramadipti ma'am checked and she was like, you know what, you're doing this better actually. Just hang in there for like a week or so. He'll also get used to everything, and then you'll do. Frankly, if those postpartum check-ins were not done properly, and even the 48-hour review that we have, if that was not done properly, I think I would have panicked a lot. I would have got scared a lot. So in the 48 hours review, she just told everything is fine as of now. If you still feel anything is there, in the 48-hour review, we'll see. I'll see what can we do. And then the 48-hour review also, when I met Ramadipti ma'am, I just told everything what's happening. She was like, I think you're progressing well. If you still feel there's anything, we'll meet, but this progress is very good. And after a week or so, the postpartum appointments, both the pediatrics and the mother appointment is placed quite closer, right? In the first month, I think in the first month I walked into Sanctum for about like 4 or 5 times. That is very important. When I thought it's too much to walk in, but from others' experience, I understood that, if you walk that frequently here, if there is a problem also, you can work on it very early, at a very early age. And also that every time I keep hearing, you know what, you're doing a good job, your baby's growing well. Every time I hear it, I'll be like, okay, fine, everything is going well. And I used to get that confidence, whether it's a pediatrician appointment or a consultation with an LC or somebody. So I used to be like, okay, everything is going well. I used to come just to hear those words. Just continue whatever you're doing. Everything is going well. He's doing well. He's growing fine.
In fact, we remember in the first 1 week, he used to take milk mostly from the right breast.
He had side preferences also. So all of them, everything I used to write to Karpagam or like Ramadipti.
We were actually very vocal about all these things. So that is how even we got timely responses from the team, and that is how it's a mutual journey.
I had registered beforehand only for infant massage class. But I didn't know that will actually be like a day before the class I delivered him. So that was also a journey. And even though the techniques that she mentioned during that massage also, the initial, the minor discomforts that you have with the baby and with the breastfeeding or everything, that helped me a lot. The techniques that she told, and the way they explain you very patiently, they don't judge. It's totally a non-judgmental space. You just can come and tell everything, this is what I feel. I've even cried to her. The first 1 week is very raw. I've even cried to her, and she was like, and she just listened to me. She just listened and she told, okay, I'll give you a solution to it. You can do it. And she also got back to me, saying that how are things going on. She used to check back at me. Well, not many people do that. And not many people need to do that also. The day after he was born was the first class. And babies, right? So it was this very first few days they always sleep, and I actually put massages right foot alone. on the day 1. So I messaged, I could only massage right foot and he's not letting me touch any part. Is that okay? She told, yeah, they'll take time to do all this. Within 2 weeks of time, I had massaged his full body, because they told me, okay, today you're doing legs, tomorrow he can show you a little more. He'll say no, he'll say yes. You just follow his cues. By like 2 weeks, I could do everything. And when his cord fell off, I was the first one to give him the bath. And I had my mother looking at me like, are you serious? You have to hold the neck. He's very delicate. What are you going to do? And then she actually saw me giving the bath and she was like, I am scared to hold him and you did this. That was because of the confidence that they gave, and also because the previous days I have worked with him and he has told me with his cues that they actually taught me to, understand his cues. They have told me like, okay, if he's doing this, he's not liking it. If he's not doing this, then he's enjoying it. So I understood him that way. And until date, I think I give him the bath, and he's very excited about the bathtub. He likes water. He's very excited about the bathtub. Especially the immersion technique that they teach us, right? He's very excited to go into the bucket. I'm like, I want, please give me that. Blindly go with it.
I mean, see, this is a process, this is a journey. Every wife becomes a mother one or the other day. And every husband also becomes a father one or the other day. But this journey being together is very important. Second thing, understanding each and every step, not just following it. It doesn't work for you. Because it worked for them because they might be in some other situation. That doesn't mean that will not work. And that doesn't mean that nothing will work for you. There is some or the other hope, light that will definitely work for you in that situation. That confidence, that information, that message, that caring, that warmthness, that is what Sanctum actually gave us.
Yeah, so I think the confidence, right? See, who very rarely somebody gives birth, not even informing the parents or not even informing anybody, handling alone as a couple together, right? So that confidence, always. I would always say, don't analyze too much while coming into Sanctum. Meet Vijaya ma'am, just go for it. Sometimes the destination alone is not the matter. The journey itself is a matter. And if I had been able to enjoy my pregnancy wholeheartedly, I would definitely say it's because of Sanctum. Whether I did, even after being a yoga teacher, I needed a push from somebody to do yoga. And also, if she had not been there with me all the time, I don't think I would have enjoyed this much. I would have made these many memories. Pregnancy would have been just another phase of life. But now it's a very memorable phase of life because Sanctum was with us.
End of the day, we are just grateful for whatever that came in our plate.
Yeah.